Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Nike Fingertrap Max. Now, as you can see, it comes in your standard orange Nike Performance box. I'll give you a quick look at the label. Fingertrap Max is the name, size 9.5 US. The colorway is Volt Turbo Green, and the retail price sticker was ripped off. These guys retail for $125 US. So I'll get these out of the box really quickly. And I'm sure that when you guys see these things, if you haven't seen them already, you'll immediately notice that they look pretty familiar. At least the upper does. That's because it's the same upper we saw on the Nike Free Trainer 5.0 for 2013. What Nike has essentially done here is evolve that shoe a little bit by replacing the Nike Free 5.0 outsole with what they call, I guess, is a hybrid between the Nike Free and an Air Max type of cushioning system that to me looks really cool and feels really comfortable, which is really all you can ask from any type of shoe. And Nike always seems to do a good job with kind of combining their different technologies into one shoe, which is what they've done here. Now, in terms of the colorway itself, this one is pretty vibrant. It features Volt Yellow, which is essentially like a highlighter yellow color in person, and then Turbo Green, which is essentially like a teal color. They're very high contrast types of colors on one type of shoe, and the reason why I went for this particular colorway is, one, I thought they looked cool as a bright shoe. Volt always looks good to me. I'm a big fan of Volt. So that is one of the reasons. And the second reason is because I think that this Fingertrap design looks best when you have two colors that are very high contrast types of colors. So you have bright yellow and a darker teal color that are very different in terms of what they look like, but it really shows off that Fingertrap pattern design through the midfoot, which is to me one of the reasons why this is such a good looking shoe. So in terms of the actual shoe itself, the materials used on the upper are identical to what we found on the Free Trainer 5.0 for 2013. It's kind of a hyperfused material. It's a fairly thick hyperfuse in certain areas and a very thin hyperfuse in others. I would say that this crisscross pattern is going to be the thickest point of the shoe. And for those of you guys that don't understand this pattern, I know a lot of people think and view it as a very gimmicky thing. It actually is a pretty cool idea from Nike. You can see that you have kind of this A-frame or V-frame type of strands that kind of intertwine with each other. So you have one strip of fuse, it goes right through there. It's not attached anywhere other than at both points at the base of the sole. So it goes right to here, it folds over, which makes the lace loop for the laces themselves, and then goes back down, like I said, in kind of like a V form into the sole. So each of these is completely independent, and the way they made it is so it crisscrosses with each other, kind of making for that Fingertrap design. And when you pull the laces tight, they all intertwine and pull together with your foot and hold everything in place really, really nicely. It's kind of a variation on their dynamic fit system, but as opposed to the strands being completely straight, like I said, they kind of crisscross, and it makes for one giant piece that hugs your foot as opposed to individual strips. And like I said, it's very comfortable, it works well, and if you're one of those people that doesn't like to have a lot of pressure points on your foot, but still wants that nice secure fit, if you are planning on using these as a training shoe, then this Fingertrap system is definitely something to try out. In terms of the toe area, you can see that it's kind of a mesh underlay with a very thin layer of fuse. It's even got some little perforations there just to allow for some kind of airflow, although there isn't much with this particular shoe, to be completely honest with you guys. The tongue area or the top of the foot is completely mesh, but again, it's a thick mesh that really isn't going to allow for much airflow at all. You have your Nike training branding right there at the top. And then the back area, again, you have some fuse overlays, some exposed mesh, but none of that mesh is actually any breathable. And you have one little pull tab at the back that has this kind of arrow design, which is something that I think looks really cool. One of the first small elements and small details that I noticed when I saw this shoe in person. As you can see, there is no physical tongue. It's kind of one internal boot with these overlay Fingertrap pieces to provide that support. So it's a very comfortable shoe, whether you want to tie them tight or just leave them loose for casual wear. It's not going to slide around on you or anything like that. The heel liner, as you guys can see, has this kind of diamond-like pattern on there, and again, it feels very rugged. There's plenty of padding there, and it's really kind of premium feeling, if you ask me, as far as mesh liners are concerned. The insole is fully removable. It features that turbo green teal color as a base with your Volt Nike swoosh, and then it's made from basically that kind of soft, spongy ortholite material, and you can see it's relatively thick. So the step-in comfort with this shoe is really, really good. Now, in terms of what's different in comparison to the Free Trainer 5.0, that has everything to do with the outsole, which is obviously an evolution on that original model. Now you can see this top line in Volt is kind of a Phylon foam material that acts as kind of your base for everything that is going to be underneath it. And then underneath, as you can see, you have a Phylon foam base with your Nike Free splits. It's not as flexible as a standard pair of Nike Frees, and as you can tell, it's a lot thicker, and because it's Phylon as opposed to Phy-Lite, it's going to feel a lot more cushioned as well, not as low to the ground either. And then of course you have your 180 Air Max unit here at the back, which is turbo green in terms of the window. The inside is turbo green, and the entire outsole is also turbo green, so you don't have that same accent there. I thought it would be cool if they did a Volt Air Max unit just to see what it would look like. I'm not sure if it would look cool or wouldn't, but I thought that contrast in the outsole would have been an interesting design element for the shoe, but I guess there's enough going on as it is. So you're going to get plenty of cushioning from this shoe, as well as really nice flexibility due to these Nike Free splits in the outsole. You can see that they run all the way through there, and they're very, very deep. So again, flexibility is not going to be a concern in the forefoot, even though you are getting a very high level of cushioning. Again, if you're using this as a performance shoe, that is something to worry about. If you're not, they're going to be comfortable, and that's really all you need to know. In terms of the outsole, it does have more of an aggressive type of traction pattern, kind of these little triangular ridges, I guess, that would actually grip pretty well, I would assume, on like a turf field if you're going to be training for football or something like that. But for the most part, no matter what type of terrain you're going to be using these on, again, as a performance shoe, you're going to be getting plenty of grip. It feels like a very durable rubber as well. And again, up close in person, not sure if you guys can see this on camera, it's that recycled type of rubber. So there's little speckles of red, black, and yellow in there. And other different colors, just because it isn't a straight up rubber. To me, a little detail that I like to see in a lot of Nike shoes, and they are implementing it a lot, but not something that you can see in the online photos. So that's pretty much it as far as all you need to know in terms of close-up details on the shoe itself. And move on next to a quick on feet so you can get a better idea as to how these shoes look and what the sizing is like. Alright, here's a look at the shoes on feet with a pair of shorts, and given that this is a training / running shoe, they are best suited to wear with shorts in my opinion, especially in this bright Volt and turbo green color. But of course, if you wanted something a little more subtle that you can wear on a daily basis, those colorways are also available in this shoe at this point in time. In terms of overall comfort, there is plenty of underfoot cushioning with this shoe, with the Air Max unit and Phylon in the forefoot area. So for the most part, they're very, very comfortable, again, if you wanted to wear them either as a performance shoe or as an everyday casual wear shoe. As far as the upper is concerned, I would say that they are relatively wide. So as long as you don't have excessively wide feet, and the only reason I say that is because you don't have like an individual tongue on the shoe. It's just one kind of boot. So if you don't fit into that boot, again, if you have excessively wide feet, you may have some issues there. But for the most part, they're pretty comfortable and will be suitable for a wide variety of foot types. You have plenty of width in the forefoot and toe box area, at least in my opinion. And in terms of sizing, I'm wearing my usual size 9.5 US, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these, I would strongly recommend going true to size. So that's pretty much it as far as what they look like with a pair of shorts. And move on next to what they look like with a pair of pants. Alright, here's a look at the Fingertrap Max on feet with a pair of pants. And for the most part, I don't think too many people would be wearing these casually. It is definitely more of a performance-oriented type of shoe, especially in terms of its overall styling. But of course, like I mentioned earlier, if you wanted something with a more subtle colorway, it may be a little bit better suited for everyday casual wear, especially when it comes to wearing them with pants. So that's pretty much it for the on-feet portion of this video, and I'll leave you to my final thoughts. Alright guys, that's it for my review of the Nike Fingertrap Max. Really cool looking shoe in my opinion. I love this upper style, and in combination with the Free and Air Max outsole that they've incorporated here, to me this is just a really, really good looking shoe. Not to mention they are extremely comfortable. So if you guys are interested in purchasing a pair of these for yourself, I will leave a buy it now link down below in the description. Be sure to check that out. These are available in more than just this colorway. There's actually quite a few available at launch, surprisingly. So again, if you're interested, be sure to check that link out. If you want to see the high quality images of the shoe, just to get a better idea as to how they actually do look in person, I took some pictures myself and posted it on the review page of my website, also linked down below. If you have any questions or suggestions for other shoes you'd like to see me bring in, be sure to leave those down below in the comments as well. That always helps me out, and I always do appreciate when you guys do leave your suggestions for what type of content you'd like to see. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe for more sneaker reviews, of course. My social media information is also down below. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.